Over there?
Over here, Kelly is like cut.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Give me a camera.
Well, she come in first and then we'll see. So now, what it look like now?
I can fix it.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-52439. You know. 205-964-52439. You know.
Good afternoon, and we're live for today's daily live, where we talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaler real estate, where it's low barrier to entry, low risk, high reward. Today's topic is wholesaling real estate so easy, even a caveman can do it. Check out that thumbnail. Let me know what you think. Or whatever. But so we got this Kelly Wednesdays. We have our resident broker / real estate agent in the house to share her combined knowledge on being a real estate investor and a broker, real estate broker. So before we, well, how's it going, Kelly?
It's raining, but it's going great. It's great. How's your week?
You mean weekend?
Weekend?
Oh, the weekend was awesome.
You must want some money. I made some money.
Oh my God, one song, goddamn it. Well, finally, it was awesome. I wouldn't even identify where I was at since somebody said it yesterday. I guess they saw me. I hope they seen some of my exuberance. Yeah, so if you want to get your push to the front of the line and get your own personal one-on-one seminar today, text the word Gator. You can join us on the live stream and we'll answer your questions. So text the word Gator to the 205-964-5243. We're still doing this land thing. Text the word MUD if you want the script on what to say, know the terminology for dealing with landowners. Also the video there to show you how to build lists to target them. Also, the video explains some other stuff you may need. Still partnering on houses. Text 5050 to the number 5050, and that video explains how we can get down. Let me see. Well, this one is back to land again, so it explains the instructions on what we're looking for. Text RAW RAW on it, and what else we got over here? Most real estate and new wholesalers fail because they can't determine what a great deal is. So text GD to the number here, and that'll get you going. Also, we got some other stuff that we'll bring to you. Oh, we got the contract. Here's your superpower right here, the paperwork. So you want access to the contract. I've been using since 2003. Others have been using it for free since 2008. Guess what? You still have the same opportunity. Plus, in that video, I explain how to use it for sellers and buyers, plus how to get it signed quickly through technology. So, boom. What we got?
You don't have it. Okay, so let's see. Everyone on YouTube is just saying hello. Let's see. This one says, how do I check the status on a deal that I sent to you previously?
Well, that's a very good question. Number one, when did you send it? Normally, we try to respond within 24 hours. A lot of times the same day, depending on when you send it. On the weekend, bets off. It's going to be that Monday, when you'll hear back from us. But if you need to check on it, you can always text me on the number 205-964-5243, and I'll make sure it gets addressed.
All right. This one's from Top 5 Thrills. They said, hey, Ty, when finding a title company virtually, do you tell them that you're virtual and not in the state?
I mean, you can tell them that you're virtual. It really doesn't matter how you're buying it. But they will need to know if you're going to close with the title company as well. They'll need to know if it's going to be a mail away closing, which means that if you need to sign any paperwork, I'm assuming that you're going to be the buyer. But if you're going to be the wholesaler, you just need to let them know if they need to wire the funds versus or mail you the check versus you coming in and pick up the check at the office. That's the only reason why they would need to know that you're virtual. Anything else, they really don't need to know unless you're signing something. They'll need to know if they need to do a mail away closing for you.
All right, the first question on Instagram, having trouble finding a lead and getting going. Can you help me get over the hump?
You know, I was having this conversation with this really huge wholesaler just today. And, you know, sometimes we just got to really, it's a grind. It is not, you know, the easy button. It's easy as far as the concept, but it's still work. You know, you have to connect with people. You have to talk to people. You have to have a conversation, just an authentic conversation. So getting over the hump is really about just continually having conversations with people, but know your numbers. So if you've only talked to 10 people this week, you know you're not going to get a deal because the numbers don't add up. You have to talk to more people in order to get, you know, someone that's going to be interested in your deal, if it's a cold deal, like if it's a cold call, cold contact, and you're talking to the first time. Now, if it's a warm lead, you should be able to make way, but the biggest thing is just getting very comfortable at talking to people about why their house is only worth this to you as a cash investor, right? And making sure that you understand, and they understand that, and that you're confident in what you're telling them because you've already done the numbers and you know what people are going to buy it for cash. Once you have that confidence, talking to people will get a lot easier.
Okay.
I don't know what the question was. Were they trying to get over?
The hump of the lead.
Yeah. Number one, you gotta generate leads. That's like bottom line. Now, whatever method you're doing that through, it needs to be consistent. Some lead generation methods are harder than others. Can be more. Some can be cheaper. Some can be more expensive. Some can be more time consuming. Some can be less time consuming. But whatever it is, based on your time and resources, and you know who you are as a person. If you don't, you'll soon find out when you start pursuing this stuff. You need to be persistent and make sure that you don't get anything else. You got to generate leads by whatever source that you use. You got to do that. I can't even read that. It's going to depend on the source, but ideally, you're normally talking to 25 to 30 people that actually want to sell to get a deal. You know, some people may have better numbers than that, but generally speaking, 25 to 30 that actually, not people you talk to, people that actually want to sell. You all are discussing, they want to sell, you all discussing price. That's normally the ratio.
All right. Someone asked, how do I join the live? All you do is text the word Gator, GATOR, to the number 205-964-5243. He's holding it up. It's going down the bottom of your screen also. All right. This one says, how much do lawyers charge?
Depends on the lawyer. There are lawyers so for me, what I typically see is just for admin fees, just generally just to take your document. You haven't even started, you know, running title insurance or document fees and all these other like doc fees they tack on, but $750 is like right now the norm. I've seen as high as $900, $950. I've seen as low as $350. But as you build that relationship with the attorney, you can start talking about how much you want to pay a fee, and it could be based on how many deals you're bringing, how many they're processing, what type of deal you're doing. So whether tedious for them, like a system for them, and they assign you someone, and they can look at lowering those fees. But in Alabama, typically about $7.50. Now that is just Alabama. It differs from state to state and area to area.
They said the audio is like staticky. That's the one with no sticker for
No sticker.
YouTube.
All right. No sticker. Okay. Maybe. Is this better?
Y'all let me know if it's better.
Odabo. That's the Luego.
Okay.
Shrimp fried rice.
Mexico,
Right. All around the world.
Africa and then back to
Got to go to Ireland. St.
Uh,
Patty's Day tomorrow.
Green.
Okay. This one says, if I had a deal that I wanted to present to an agent and the agent had a buyer that was interested in the property, closing the deal, would I have to double close?
I mean, no, typically, unless, so if an agent has a buyer and they're ready to buy your deal, I mean, we're not going to be, at least I'm not, most agents that just want to get the deal done are not going to be concerned about how much you made in the middle. You only do a double close if you were concerned about what the seller may say. But the agent is not going to be concerned about how much you made. They're going to be concerned about just getting the deal closed and getting it at the right price for their buyer. But if you did a double close, it would be because of the seller. Now, if you're saying, do I need to do a double close because you're signing a contract? You can just talk the agent through that, but you can absolutely complete a deal on an assignment of contract with an agent that has a client.
Most agents, they want to get paid. and they're that close to making the deal happen, they're not going to let that small detail deter them from getting paid. Trust me. That's not your word at all. So it's all about negotiation. You might have to give up a little to wet their beak if they're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? Add another percent. They love to work on those percentages or whatever. So in our game, those percentages are not, that big of a deal. So 1%, 2, 3, it's normally not that big of a deal. So, but yeah, you get it that close, an agent's gonna make sure, you got a seller in place on the contract and their buyer ready to rock and roll. They gonna help you make it happen. Trust me. In most cases, you're always gonna have your unreasonable people, but for the most part, when they're close to a payday, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
All right, we're back on Instagram. When sourcing off-market prospects, what are some of the best ways to filter your search to target people who are more likely motivated to sell?
And what are they using?
They didn't say.
Let's read it again.
When sourcing off-market properties,
Okay.
prospects, what are some of the best ways to filter your search to target people who are more likely motivated to sell?
There are going to be all types of ways to filter, that's why I asked what you're using. So, it's sort of hard to answer because everybody's not using the same tool. But just generalizing here, people normally go after vacants. I normally don't just target vacant. I don't care if it's vacant or not or whatever. I prefer it vacant, but I don't care that it's vacant or not or whatever. I just want the seller to be motivated no matter what their reason is. Sometimes the reason that they are motivated is because it's vacant, but I don't want to leave the other ones that are not vacant on the table. But some people will target those mainly because it sounds good. Quote unquote tired landlords, again, depending on what you're using, that filter may be available or not. And, really they can't determine if someone's a tired landlord or not or whatever. But I guess you could look at maybe evictions filed in a particular area, maybe even by that individual. I don't know. But just landlords in general, just say that. And these are individuals that are known to normally own multiple properties and they're renting one or more properties out. It'd be from 1 to 1,000, who knows? Senior owners, as we discussed, a couple of weeks back, the baby boomer group, they own most of the real estate, residential real estate. So you're going to have to target them, just because that's where the game is being played. You got to go on the field where the game is being played. Of course, what most people love to do when they first get in this game is try to target foreclosures and pre-foreclosures. In my opinion, as far as wholesaling, those are some of the hardest ways to find deals for a number of reasons, starting with just the pure competition of it. People that are competing for it, from you to other wholesalers to actual investors to people that want to actually live in them. So you're dealing with that full gamut, whatever. So what else we got? Personally, I like free and clear, meaning they have a ton of equity there, almost all of it. You got to have that. I don't care what type of list you're targeting. The equity has to be there in order for it to have any potential of being a deal to be negotiated. A lot of that equity captured to possibly turn into your fee/profit. So what am I missing? The people, probates, that's a different lane. So death, inheritance, probate, down that lane. Tax liens, tax lien list, the way I look at it, is not for me that I'm pursuing actual tax lien properties to gain some type of control over. It's just there may be some motivation there because they have not paid the taxes or whatever. So those lists can be very attractive also. So I don't know what else. Expired listings from real estate agents, failed listings or whatever, that can be an option also. We do know at some point they wanted to sell for whatever reason. Either they pulled it off the market because they changed their mind, it didn't sell because it was overpriced, whatever. So we do know at some point recently, if you pull that type of list, that they want to sell. So there may be some interest there. Some of them were overpriced on the suggestion of the real estate agent. Over the years, I've gotten quite a few deals that way, that they listed it, the agent suggested this, but they would have actually taken this or whatever. And, hey, you end up with the deal, so you can be proactive in targeting those also. So, what do you think?
All right, we got somebody in the Gator room, so I'm gonna take this down and add her. Hello.
Hi there.
What's happening?
Okay, I have to be quick because I'm at work. But I had someone call me from a Bandit sign that I put up on Facebook, and he said I have a really great property out in East Texas, and it's a waterfront property, but it needs like the walls placed in. It was supposed to be like a remodel property. And so he said he wanted 130 for it. So I looked into PropStream and I saw one comp that was like 300K plus. And but they said, well, do you own the property? He said, yeah, well, it's me and my brother. He gave me his brother's name. But when I looked at in PropStream, it said that it belongs to a trust. And I'm like, I don't know, that sounded a little fishy. Maybe I don't know. But then I asked for pictures of the property to see like what it looked like on the inside. And he just gave me a picture on the outside. I said, well, do you have any pictures on the inside? He said, no. And that kind of put up a red flag. And I said, well, how soon can you get me pictures of the inside? And he said, well, this weekend. So does that sound like a legitimate deal to you from the little snippets that I provided?
You'll soon know if it's legitimate or not, right? In the sense of what they start asking you for. If they start asking you to send over earnest money and all that stuff directly to them, that's not how business is done, right? So the owners, the name and the person you're dealing with, and what you said it's under a trust, so it wouldn't be under that now. I'm sorry. So you wouldn't be able to tell that. So normally when it's a quote unquote scam, it's priced significantly low, right? Which that doesn't mean it's not a deal. and they start asking you for money. You know, just they start
Yeah.
wanting you to put up money or send them money for this reason or another. Is it for me? Somebody that does it is just obvious, but I guess you're not in it. You may think that's just a standard practice or whatever. So if they send you photos on, you follow it through or whatever. I can just tell you if it's posted on Facebook somewhere, and it's waterfront, and it was a really good deal. Normally, it doesn't last but a day or two. It's going to be
Even if the
rare.
insides need to be like walls and stuff placed in.
It's still, if it's priced at based on the condition, it still could be
Yeah.
a good deal. It's worth we'll just say it's worth 300, but they're trying to get 130 for it, repairs of 50. That's probably a really good deal or whatever. So normally if it's still there, it's just not, it just doesn't work that way. Every now and again, stuff will seep through the cracks. Maybe you can catch it early on that day, but that sort of goes into what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're the first one to see it, then yeah. But again, the main thing is you can still go if you want to pursue it. You go through the motions. They send you over the information needed to you requested to make it an informed decision. But whenever if they start to ask you for money to be sent to them, or and you know it's almost clear there. Now they may be even have another layer that they say send it to this title company or whatever, but
Mhm.
you're supposed to be able to do your due diligence on that to see how legitimate they are or whatever. So
Right. He told me their intention was to remodel the property, but they wanted to see if they could, sell it prior to putting so much money into, I guess, because the price of materials and
yeah,
all that stuff has
yeah, that's
definitely gone
common.
up. Yeah, which makes sense. Okay. So I'll see it through. I'll check it out. And then lastly, I ordered Bandit. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
I was just gonna comment on the trust. So that's actually how, especially if you are gonna pass on property, I suggest everyone get with a lawyer and see about putting property in a trust so that he is essentially they're in a trust and he controls it. So it's a really great way to protect assets, and it's also a great a way to avoid taxes. And once the owners of the property that acquired it passes away, the trust immediately takes control over the assets. So that means it doesn't have to go through probate. So very much, you know, verifiable scenario. But like Flip was saying, if you don't want you don't want to send money directly to them. If you're going to put it in a contract, you'll go open up escrow and you'll open it up with the title company or the attorney that you're going to close with. And that's how you protect yourself. So when they do the title search and they verify that those names match the name who controls the trust, then you know that they are the rightful owners of it and there's no other owners to the property.
Okay. Thank you for that. And then lastly, I did order Bandit Size, and I don't know what happened, but I ordered them too large. And so I've been putting them in areas where I've seen other Bandit Signs. But I was
Wait
really
a minute.
discouraged.
Let's define too large.
It's 18 by 24. I wish I'm at work, so I don't have it with me, but
No, that's big enough. No, that's the perfect size. If they're 18 by 24.
with the example that you had in one of your videos, it didn't look like
Oh no.
you're
You're probably watching an older video.
okay.
Yeah, always when you're watching my video, not saying the information is not relevant by no means, but things change. My opinion of stuff changes or whatever on stuff that I've done and had success from. I'm always trying to improve, as we should be. But 18 by 24 is what I suggest. Now. So.
Because my concern is that they were too big and people were, seeing them and they getting taken down.
No. Don't worry about that. They're
No.
gonna come down.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna come down. So that's your goal, just for them to see it. So
Yeah.
I actually did a test. I don't know if I can
Move it over. Yeah.
Yeah, this way. Okay, yeah. So this is
Oh,
18 by 24. That's it.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
it.
You did what you did good.
Okay. Okay, great.
You did good.
And then do you use the cable ties to put those up or
Mhm.
stakes? Okay.
Yeah, my guys, they use the cable ties. We don't do any stakes, whatever. Just all cable ties. Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I look forward to coming back with a check on the show.
Oh, that's what's happening. Hey,
All right.
when you do that, I'll send you my cash out.
Goodbye.
I manifest that. I have
I'm
no
just messing
problem
with
with sending your feed because you
You
provided
know,
me
yeah,
with
no
information.
problem with sending you something.
Absolutely not. So thank you so much.
I had no problem just tripping, but
All right.
have a good day.
Bye.
He was being We got two other people in the gator room, so I'm gonna add them. Miss Myrna Petite. Hello.
Pettit,
Pettit.
Pettit. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, we're good. What about yourself?
How are both of you? I'm doing great. Fantastic. So my question is, I spoke to a lady today, and she is about to go to foreclosure. So we need to work pretty fast. And this is what I'm attempting to do. I'm wanting to get your feedback. So I want to do a subject to, and she has a 130 mortgage, $7,700 in arrear on her mortgage. And I'm not sure what closing cost is going to be. I'm in Maryland, but I'm thinking probably for the attorneys and things, I'm not sure. I kind of guesstimated around $6,000, not sure. And then probably holding for a couple of months on her mortgage. It's $890 a month, which would be about $1,780. And then give her maybe about $5,000 to help her get a place. So my end game is to do a lease option where I would get a deposit, like a large sum of money, and then rent it for maybe about $1,350 per month. Her mortgage is $890.
So, okay, let me just start with this because I've been talking about a foreclosure that we have going through. We're trying to help someone right now. Right now the market is about to get hit. We're already starting to see it with foreclosures. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the most terrible time to have a foreclosure if you're going through that. So my heart goes out to you because I'm going to assume that, they've been using the government bill where they prolong foreclosures and evictions. And now that has been lifted.
No, I don't. I'm trying to purchase this house.
I know. I'm gonna just explain. I'm sorry. I'm explaining to everyone what's happening in the market right now.
Okay.
So what's happening is people that have been using that bill is now it's ended, and so foreclosures are coming, and banks are not going to help people get out of the situation. They're not getting any more extensions. They're not getting any more help. So if it's like in my situation, I'm trying to help someone, it's $30,000, right? So it is well, my team member it's a lot that is going on. So I just want to preface that foreclosures right now is going to be a lot of them that hit the market. And in order to deal with a foreclosure, you gotta have either a private money lender or you gotta have some cash to help people get out of the situations because they're gonna be in arrears. Okay, now that I've said that, so there's a lot of different things you can do with that. I do like the subject too. It's definitely gonna be something like a creative finance. You're gonna have to bring the mortgage up to good standard. If you have the cash to do that, then it's an easy fix. You'll just go through the bank and you get it back up. You can do a wrap mortgage, basically where you can take a first and second out. You'll basically assume the first and then you'll take a second out for whatever you had to come out of arrears for, and you'll wrap it and you'll be the note holder, and then you can sell that property to either by lease option from someone else, or you can sell it to an investor. Or if there's anything in it, I don't know if there's anything left in the property, you can bring it up to good standing, and you can either list it, or with the sub 2, you can list it, or you can The only thing about what you were saying, like the sub 2, and you just gotta make sure you get it up to good standard and what the numbers look like. So I don't know. You said the ARV is what? What is the ARV on that one?
The ARV is 190, maybe even more. I could probably get 199. And this
Okay.
house had a new roof in 2017. Granite countertops, bathroom. It was renovated. Everything was done. She said the only two things that weren't done was the water heater and the furnace, both of which are gas. And she says they're both fine. But because I asked her, I said, well, is this an HGTV home? Because I'll have to make it that before I can do anything with it. And she said, yeah. So I'm still looking at maybe $7,000 just to be on the safe side. You
That's
know,
what
if there's
your
some
cash should
heating
be
or something. Huh?
That's your cash. That's your all-in cash. You'll be in 7,017
I'm
or
thinking
7.
for no, I'm thinking for maybe any minor repairs, but
Okay.
all in cash would be about $30,000. So what I'm needing to do also is I don't want to deplete all my money. So I'm hoping to get a private money lender or a hard money lender to cover that. And then once I get the deposit, I can, pay them back, or because I'm thinking my deposit should be somewhere between, I'm looking for a good deposit, and I'm going to be very picky about it. I'm not going to run to the first person that says yay me. So she called me from a Bandit sign that I put out.
Okay.
Mhm.
So just to make sure, so it's 130 in left on the mortgage, right? That you'll assume or you'll do subject to.
Yeah.
And then you have 7,700 in arrears that you have to catch up for, right?
Yep.
And her monthly payment is about 8 something, right?
890.
You can pull you've done your numbers, and you're looking at about 1,300 rent monthly. Is that
About
what I-
13. Yeah.
1350 rent, okay. And you're thinking that the ARV is 199 based on your
Yeah.
comp?
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, you could definitely do a subject to pay up the rears, and I would still take out a second mortgage on that 77. If you want to sell it as a creative finance deal, or just have the investor, whoever comes in, just pay you out. But
Okay.
you definitely want to get your money back out of that. If you're gonna sell it as like a creative finance, or like a note. Or you can just, wholesale it. I mean, that you have some room in there. If it doesn't need a lot of repairs, you have some money where you can hotel it more so is what I should use. You can hotel it either through a realtor or through someone that's looking for a more long-term hold.
Okay.
Hope that helps. You have anything to add? You know the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about subject to.
Yeah.
My lane, you know what I'm saying? So I knew you knew. Glad you.
Okay. Another question I have is, so I am needing just, like I said, a small loan, and I am calling around trying to find lenders in my area. And so far it's not going extremely well. And 30,000 is not a lot of money. And I know Reunique, she does those things. I don't know if she would do something like that, or if Ty, you would.
Yeah, I have another option. Just text me on the number to 205-964-5243, and I have another option that you may can explore.
Okay, great. Thank you. And thank you for your time, both of you.
You're welcome.
No problem. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
I hope you get that deal. Let us know.
Thank you.
Oh, I did it by accident, but hello.
You did it by accident. That's cold-blooded.
I was trying to remove her, but I added you, but hey.
Flipman Expresses has got me over here busting up. I'm just cracking up laughing.
Like you be asleep.
I called because I think Kelly was the one talking about it before. Hi, Kelly. How you doing? About the VAs, in terms of training VAs. If they remote somewhere, how are you training them? How do you get to train them? Or are you dealing with somebody locally?
I would like to have somebody locally. I probably work them because I got a lot of stuff working. to be doing. But my VAs, I actually was grateful enough to have VAs that were already experienced. So I would definitely suggest, if you never had a VA before, to find someone with experience. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit more, but it's most definitely going to make up for itself on the back end. But Loom, Loom, it's an app. It is great. You use it a lot too, don't you? I record stuff as I'm doing it. So if I'm doing something that I know that I need my VA to start taking that task over, I record it as I'm doing it, and I will then send it over to her or him, and that's how they learn. And that now they always have that resource that they can go back to and they can learn from. But that's our main training mechanism. And here, what I'm about to do here soon this week is I've blocked out 9 of 10, and I'm going to make a calendar, a suggestive calendar of all the things that should happen within the week. And so now everyone is on the same page of what tasks should be getting completed, and what tasks are priority for the week, and what tasks are more of a supplement for the week. So that we always know that we're always doing what is most important in the business. But the first thing you need to do, though, is just sit down and make sure that you understand all the systems within your own business, and then sit down and look at what all the things that are not income revenue producing, because that's what you should be focused on. And then you start making trainings and videos for those things, and you start having your VAs work on those things. And then as they get better, don't pile everything on them right away. As they get better, add something else new each week. And that's how I've started. And honestly, I would say my VAs have been excellent. I probably don't give them enough work. I probably need to find some more things.
Are your VAs normally working 8 hours a day?
So I have VAs for 60 hours a month. So
Okay.
both are 30 hours a month. So yeah, so we probably bump that up here in a little bit, but they're 60 hours a month.
Yeah, because I'm in Texas, and where I'm at, Bandit Signs, it's a no-go. So, I mean, had to be maybe a VA. I mean, I could probably do some cold calls, but not much. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I probably have to be like text message, direct mail. It's probably my best shot to start off. I still would do Bandit Signs, but I know they come up. I see them go down, I see them come up. So I wouldn't do a lot of them, but I still would do them anyway. Ty, let's get this money, Ty. I got all the connections, Ty. I'm in Texas. I got people
Hey,
in
let's
Atlanta.
get it,
I got
man.
people in LA. I got people
Hey,
in LA.
what,
2022. You supposed to send me some deals.
hey,
Well, I'm just getting started. So I'm just getting all my bearings together. But I mean, I got brother in Atlanta. I'm from LA. I'm in Texas, and I was even in Oklahoma before that. So man, it's about to go
what part
down.
of Texas are you in?
I'm in DFW, Fort Worth on the west side.
Okay, you're in Dallas area. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, that's one of the markets doing some VA sending text messages right now in that market. But
I was going to ask you about that if you knew somebody out here that maybe had VAs out here. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, that's one of the markets that that we're talking. I went out there probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and actually think we might have an offer on a piece of land that we have in Denton County, which I think that's technically Metro.
That's up north. Denton is nice. We got plenty of land in Texas. Texas ain't short on land. I can tell you that.
Yeah. So that would be the first one as far as on the land out in that area anyway. So yeah, we can do something. Just text me so I can remind me of this conversation or whatever. You say you're from LA originally?
Yeah, I'm originally from LA. I even got buddies out there that's doing wholesaling. He was the one that really reminded me and told me, because I actually started with you when I was in Oklahoma. I just ran out, man. I was throwing up Bandit Signs. I had direct mail. I didn't even realize all the stuff that was going on at the time, because I got introduced into real estate on a different level. It was fix and flip. I got with a couple guys I was working with. We invested some money. We started buying homes up there. And the wholesale thing just came about later because that fell apart. Some people wasn't handling their business as far as being integrity wise. They wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. So that kind of fell apart. But what I learned in Oklahoma and what I could do and what I could obtain up there was worth the money that I invested. Like I wouldn't have never known it had I not invested it anyway. So I was really pleased at learning that. And then I end up running into you and basically you had me hiking. I was like, okay, wholesale. Then I got another buddy from LA. And obviously they out there doing $1 million deals, right?
Yeah. I'm trying. What part of Oklahoma were you in?
I was in Tulsa.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Tulsa.
You go by
Broken Arrow on the east side, but it
I got
Tulsa have real estate auctions that are a little bit more simple than a lot of other places that grant you access to things that you probably couldn't get in Texas or California. So there's a benefit to Oklahoma, absolutely, and rental market too as well.
Well, Oklahoma is one of the states now that requires a broker's license. An agent's license to wholesale real estate now. For me, it wouldn't be no barrier to me. I would love it.
Oh, I don't even want to hold. I don't want to wholesale.
A lot of people run for the hills, but
all I want to buy and sell in Oklahoma or buy and keep for as rentals. That's all I want in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, it's the perfect market for that. Wholesale in Texas, California, Atlanta.
I heard that, man. Hey,
man, bro. These people going crazy out here. They going crazy in Texas. But I appreciate it because, like I said, I was looking into possibly getting a VA as soon as I could because, like I said, Bandit Signs, I would love it. But, man, as soon as you put them down, they coming back up.
Well, let me ask you this. The area now, it doesn't matter. That's a vast area. And just to be real about it, if you're in the suburban areas, I don't care where you are, that's rare that they're going to stay up. Normally, Bandit Signs work in the inner city part of the of your market where a lot of the neighborhoods you see on the news every night.
I'm with that.
Let me just be frank about it.
Man, I know what time it is.
So normally that's where you can get away with them or whatever.
Yeah,
it's all about testing. But if you don't see them, they're generally not being used in an area. Period.
Yeah, this area you see them for a minute and then they're gone. Some other areas I go in, I see them. They last a little longer. But over here, somewhat of a suburban type on this west side of town, they don't last very long. But they're worth putting out. I just wouldn't go too crazy with it.
I got you. Don't sleep on. I have one of the team members here to pull this out. This first, I think this may be the first time I've ever done this. So we started putting out. I don't know if everybody sees it, but I'll put it up on the screen.
Oh, we buy land. I thought I seen that a little earlier. I think you flashed it up.
Well, no, I had the sign that said we buy houses and land.
Oh, okay. With the blue and red.
Yeah, when I placed the last order, I just did specific signs for each one. We buy houses and we buy land, and
it's definitely eye catching. It caught my eye. I tell you that real quick.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the goal.
All right. Thank you,
man. Be good.
Back to work we go.
All right, that's what's up. Got to still pay the bills.
Yep. I'll see you guys later.
All righty.
All right. So I got a question. She put it in the chat. Oh, they're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, let's do some
yeah, this is just a regular question. Yeah. So she said, how come skip tracing isn't 100% accurate?
You can pay for it because of the cost. You're paying anywhere from 10 cents to 50 cents for it. You can spend $10 every time you do it and it'll be accurate. There's some services out there that can make sure it's accurate. You're just gonna have to pay for it. But when you're spending cents to try to gather that information, that's just above free. 10 cents is just above free. You do know that, right? So, a lot of times when getting free, the quality may suffer in this capitalistic society that we live in, right? There are some free things out there that, you can run with, whatever, and a lot of value to it. But so you can pay for the numbers always being right. There's some services out there that offer that. It's just the ones that are affordable for most people. hey, you have to take it with it. So let's say you skip trace a listing of 1,000 and 400 of them are right. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. But normally it's a higher percentage than that, but I'm just going on the other end of it, only 40%. That's a lot. You know, so you have to understand what you're paying for now. You're spending cents to get that type of information. It's just above free.
One tidbit on that, I think you mentioned this before in another episode, but wherever you're buying your leads from, I would suggest you, or whoever is calling your leads, like if you have a service, I would suggest you have them that use their skip trace service, because it's in their best interest that they give you the most valuable leads that you can use, because then you're going to continue to buy leads from them. If you're buying leads from them and then having, trash data, or you can't get a lot of data from it, you're going to always be looking for other lead sources. So.
All right, back on Instagram, is mobile home wholesaling saturated?
Well, I don't consider any of it saturated in a sense, because most people ain't gonna do that, right? So that's why I look. A lot of people want to do something, but how many are actually doing it? And mobile homes are gonna depend on what you have access to, right? If you're in a area where there's a lot of mobile homes, then the opportunities can be endless. Just like you're in a city, I don't know, name the city. He was just in Dallas. There's going to be an unlimited amount of houses. But with mobile homes, you got to have a significant number to be able to target or whatever. You just have to understand what you're doing. It's not like houses in a lot of cases. If land is not included, it's a different ball game, because now it's more like an automobile transaction or whatever. It could cost more to move a mobile home than what it's worth in a lot of cases. So all of that has to be factored in. So it's going to depend on what market you're dealing out of. So if you're in, I don't know, Laurel, Mississippi, you're going to be limited on houses. That's a small town or whatever, versus if you're in Atlanta, so yeah, it could be saturated in Laurel, Mississippi versus Atlanta. There's no such thing in Atlanta that can be saturated. There's no way possible for the city of over 6 million, a market of over 6 million people. It's not possible. But everybody ain't gonna be saying, Kelly and I can open up hamburger stands tomorrow. One of us is gonna probably fail, if not both of us. There's business. Well, I like to be real. You know what I'm saying?
But we could both succeed, right?
Well, or we both could succeed at a high level. Burger King, McDonald's, one of them a little better than the other, but both of them making money. Whatever.
All right, we got some more on Instagram. I put out Bandit Signs in College Park area in Atlanta. Only received one call from a cash buyer, but no one else has been calling. What should I do?
Well, we have to determine how many signs did you put out? What did they say, right? How many of them are still up that you did put out? All of that has to factor into why you got the response you received.
All right, we got another one on TikTok. How do I get comps for a non-disclosure state? I'm in Houston.
Well, I know in prop streaming, I guess in batch, I've looked in both. They give estimations still of what they think the property is worth. And what you do is, this is the way I go about it. And I'm going to be in the ballpark. It's all just ballparking anyway. It's not going to be an exact number. I'm going to check Realtor.com at that point. I'm going to, if I already have prop streaming batch, I'm going to check those. Still going to check Zillow if it pulls something. This other site called HAR, it tends to pull a lot of properties in those non-disclosure states. And so Zillow may say 126. PropStream may suggest 148. Realtor.com may suggest 135. HAR may suggest 115. We're in that range. So I'm going to probably go with maybe 130, somewhere in there on the number. So it's a little more difficult in those states. Whatever. You could hook up with a realtor. Hopefully they'll be able to provide that for you. But you got to have something in the game for them to get, because they ain't going to just keep pulling comps for you and they ain't getting nothing out of it or whatever. So ideally, you selling them on that I'm getting so many leads that the ones that I can't do anything with, I'll let you have those or whatever. Not even nothing. ideal, I would probably tell them, hey, can I get $200 off the lead if you close on it? But assuming you make X number of dollars, you know. So, but yeah, so you know that's the way I go about it, or whatever. How it's done around here. So.
All right. We had a few people say that they sent you a deal. Like this one says, I sent you a deal for a storage facility in early February. I guess the last correspondence was March 5th. Was that you received it? I guess they want to know like the status of it.
Yeah, you just gonna have to follow back up with him on that. We got a lot of that stuff in, and you just gonna have to follow back up
All
on that.
right. I have so many. I'm just gonna pick one. This one says when pulling comps in a rural area and there are no comps or maybe just one comp will show up when using PropStream, Zillow, Redfin, etc. Should I get rid of the lead because I don't have enough data for support?
Those are easy. You know, no comps, no buyers. Period.
Yeah.
Assuming you know it's being compared likes to like, but it's simple, guys. You're in a rural area. That means there's now you could be in a rural area and still be outside of a metro area and it could still be some value there. But I'm talking about the nearest city of any size is an hour away. You know, you're in a real rural area for real. You know, when you start talking about populations, probably under 10,000, you know, it's just not a lot of transactions. People buy houses to live in. They don't buy them as investments often, you know, so you're just not going to be able to pull in the data of enough sales for it to make sense. You know, that is just is what it is. You know, no comps normally means no buyers, assuming it's being compared likes to like. And what I mean by that, sometimes depending on the tool you use, the property that you're evaluating is either a lot smaller than the normal property in that area or a lot larger. So sometimes it may not pull in the comps. But if that's not the situation, then you know no comps, no buyers. For wholesaling, for the purpose of wholesaling, is why we're here. So,
And if I can add the realtor take to it, if you want to be relentless and you still want to get something out of the lead, go to Zillow or Realtor.com and click on the last sold with all the yellow pops up. Anything that you see, click on all the dots around that house. If there is a realtor that listed a property and their name shows up at least twice for that area, for those houses that sold, because I'm assuming they probably needed the MLS to sell them, contact that particular realtor. That particular realtor is probably a realtor that is familiar with the community, like the people actually know her, or there's a referral source there, so she knows that area and she knows people that are possibly wanting to buy in that area. So that would be your next step, is to look and see if there's a realtor that has at least sold 2 properties, and it may even be over a 2 or 3 year span because it's a rural area. Contact that realtor, tell her that you have a lead that is willing to sell, and if you can work out a referral agreement, and go from there.
All right. So I'm gonna add Miss Mercer to the stream.
Hello.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ty. This is Diane. I spoke to. I finally get a chance to talk to you or see you and talk at the same time.
Yes, ma'am. How's it going?
It's going well. I sent you a lead. I have a property under contract. And remember, I had told you I'm going to send them your way because first of all, I just love the fact that, as I mentioned to you a few times, you actually get on the phone and answer the phone. You don't. I mean, your personal touch really touched me, and I've been following you for a while, out the game for a while, but I got blessed and got like 4, 5 properties. So I just sent that to you yesterday. It's in Philly. And how soon? What's the turnaround on your response? I had it for.
If you sent it yesterday, you should hear something today. I'll look into that just to make sure. So.
Okay, yeah, like I said, the property's in Philadelphia. Can I do I need to share anything with you about this? This is
Well,
new for
if you don't
me.
want to get off the address, just text me the address to the 205-964-5243, and that'll put it top of mind, and I can reply back and let you know what the
Okay,
deal is.
the way where I sent the Gator, the 205-964-5243.
Yes, ma'am.
And this text the address. Okay, like I said, I sent it to you the other way, but I'll send it this way. But I just just want to get on it and just give you kudos, props. You are an amazing man, seriously. Really, really. I mean, you give from your heart, and I see that. And I just want to do business with you. Anything I get that you can have. I've got, like I said, I've been blessed. My brother-in-law is helping me out. This person got like 50 properties they want to downsize their portfolio. I've only done the calling, and I've done some ARVs, but I never went to the title company and all that. So it's a little scary, but I'm doing it. Okay. So
Okay,
anyway,
you're based in that Philadelphia area, or that's just where the property is located?
That's where the property is located. I'm actually right now in Maryland, but I'm in Maryland, but I'm going to be doing Philly, Maryland, Virginia, just wherever, not too far out, but just right now, I'm going to deal with what I have right now. Let's put it like that. Like I said, I got 4 more to work on. And, I know what I want to ask you real quick before I go. One of the properties I have, this guy, he wants, it's in Philly. He's wanting 180,000. It's a total rehab. He's only have to put the doors on, and he said hang 2 doors and some siding. I got pictures that really, really look good. But he wants the comps around there is 290, 300,000. He wants 170 if somebody take it off his hand right now. I don't know how to do that. I just learning how to do, like if it's in bad shape kind of thing, the distressed property. His is not. But again, he would like 170 if somebody come in and finish hanging the doors and the shingles and the sides. And again, the comps are 300K. How can I work that one out? That's one I want to send your way. But what do I do with that?
Well, without taking a look at it, it's hard to say if that 170 number is a good number on that. So if that's the address that you're referring to,
that's the second one.
Yeah,
that's another one.
Oh, that's a different one. Okay.
That's a different one.
Yeah. You said 170. You said ARV is 280. Again, without knowing the repairs on it, it's sort of like hard to say. But it's a start. That's a decent discount, 120, 110,000 or so. So we'd have to look at the overall numbers to be able to give you a fair judgment on it.
Can I send that to you too? Because like I said, that was the other part of the 4. I got a total of 5. That's the one that he wants to get because it's vacant. He said he put 50,000 in it already, and I got pictures.
Okay. Yeah. Just send it over. We'll take a look at it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Don't want to take up any more time. And hi, Kelly.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right. No problem.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay.
Topic.
What? Oh, topic. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead with 58 minutes in. So we're gonna go into the TOPIC. And so today's topic is wholesaling real estate so easy, even a caveman could do it? Okay. So the immediate answer, just a yes or no answer. The answer is no. I do not like to imply that it's easy to do that. A friend of mine in Atlanta sent me a post that someone used me in the background. One of my quotes. It was more or less. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's on Instagram. And no, she the lady she's flipping. So my thing was that she missed the point on it. But that's cool. I just there to strike up conversation. But I think I use comparing flipping to wholesaling, where you spend $100 to make, I think I said 20,000, some ridiculous number. Well, it's actually not, but and then you may spend, like I said, maybe like 160 to make 70 as a flipper or whatever. And I said, well, which one do you think is easier, or which one you think you should do at that point? And so the point of it is and she missed it. She's saying her thing is that people like me, you know, put out there that can be done. That's pie in the sky, blah, blah, blah. And she showed where I guess it was like a check where I don't know, she may have spent, it looks like she made $100 grand on the deal. I don't know how much of that was profit or whatever, but it took 123 days to sell it or whatever. And I think I said 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. So I always stress that you can make money with both, period, you know, but I take the approach from somebody that was born broke, in a house full of love, mother, but was born broke, but with wealth as far as the other stuff. But so everybody didn't have $160,000 laying around to invest in some real estate, right? The majority of it. So I take it from the standpoint of what I know is real, right? And what can happen, and it's not the barrier to do it. It may be some other things going on in your life, and you as your personality or whatever, which is fine. Everything ain't for everybody. But her thing was that it's pie in the sky or whatever. And I would just love to have a conversation with her. Now, she was probably doing the same thing I was doing, you know, just trying to inspire a conversation. But the thing what I was getting to, she made it seem like I was saying it's easy. Never do I say that. I say it's a simple process, right? And some deals will be easy. Let me just say that. Now, some deals can be literally easy, but shouldn't be your expectation. It is as simple as it sounds, and it can be exciting depending on who you're listening to present it. The person that I first got introduced to it was Ron LeGrand. And he'll make you feel like you'll run through a brick wall. Now, not saying that the information that he's providing is not accurate, but there could be a little exaggeration there. But he's very good at communicating. Changed my life or whatever. Maybe just look at things totally different and inspired me to go down this path. But it's not easy. I'm not going to give you that, but some deals can be easy. And I was very fortunate when I started. Now I'm an action taker. I can hear something, I'm going 100 at it, you know, especially once I understand it to a certain level. I was very fortunate. I followed some of the instructions and the training that I initially got. And the very first 2 calls were opportunities. One of them blew up in my face. I often like to think if I didn't have the other deal behind that, and the deal that I ended up getting $5,000 in my hand and ended up having, it was on a lease option deal where she gave me a down payment and I had to actually give the lady the money back, 5 big ones, $50, $100 bills for those out there counting. That was crushing, you know, but I had the other deal that I ended up making $2,500 shortly after or whatever. But I often like to think if I didn't have that second deal, would I continue to have pursued this? I probably, just knowing me, because I saw how real it was, because I did actually get the money in my hand, and just to save face on it, and many of y'all probably hadn't heard the story. I'm not going to go through it right now. I had to get a lady back her money or whatever. So I knew it was real, and that happened fairly quickly. I'm pretty sure I would have still pursued it, but I don't know. You know, we won't never know that. So, but is it easy enough for a caveman to do it? I would probably say no. I don't think they were the most brightest individuals walking around, but it is something that I think us individuals that are watching, anyone that's watching right now, what I will say, if you want to do it, money and credit doesn't stop you. Let me just say that. What, in my opinion, stops most people, they literally don't take the time out to take advantage of the education out there that's available, whether it's me, whether it's anyone else out there that's putting out content. They don't take advantage of it all. you try to piece it together. I get it. You topic search. I do the same thing when I'm researching something, but I always have to catch myself. Sometimes I just have to watch the video that someone's putting out, because even though the topic may not be totally related to that specific thing that I'm pursuing, but I know from doing content myself, they're going to say something that I'm going to have to use from explaining the actual topic or whatever. So normally the reason people don't succeed at it is because they literally don't take the time out to educate themselves on what to do. If you want to succeed at something or increase your chances at succeeding at something, there's no secret. It starts with just by simply knowing what to do. You're more than halfway there. You still got to put the work in, but the foundation is built as far as with your knowledge. Now you just got to execute on it. And just understand, especially with this, it does not have to be perfect in order for you to make money. That's one of the great things I love about it. You can still make mistakes throughout an entire deal and still walk away with a five-figure payday or whatever. So no, it's not easy enough for a caveman to do it. So caveman, men. Cave peoples, be gone. Stay where you at. Keep your clubs and your flies with you. Your thoughts?
You know, when you were going through that, when you said the number 123, 123 days, I immediately said, whoever this person was, did they invest in themselves? When you get into this, you're learning a lot of free information. You're getting a lot of free game. It's all free, right? I mean, your questions are free. He's giving you everything that you need in order to get this done. So it almost can be as simple as teaching the caveman how to do it, because it's simple. But at the end of the day, one of the things, like believing in yourself, but also investing in yourself. If you know that it takes this amount of bandit signs to produce this results, why are you still sitting around with some money in your bank account? It's not going to produce you. It's not going to give you that return on investment. You know, but 30 cents is, you want to sit there and look at it after bills are paid, after you've fed, you have shelter over, right? We're not going to steal from that money, but if you have money sitting there and you haven't invested in yourself to not only acquire the property or the lead, but also disposition the lead, market the lead, invest in yourself, invest in those key things, because you need that in order to be successful as well. So when you are going about it the hard way, yes, it's not going to feel like it's as easy as a caveman. But when you know, okay, if I go and invest in talking to 100 people a day about buying property and seeing what their buying criteria is, or if I go to this real estate meetup and talk to 10 people that are buying property, or if I'm on Facebook making connections, or social media making connections, if I'm in the Flip Man's comments telling people I have a deal, or getting onto the Gator Deal live and telling everyone I have a deal, and I'm doing this consistently, and I'm continuing to invest in yourself, how can you not have a deal? It's just that simple, like as simple as a caveman. So I almost say, if you follow the steps, it almost like a caveman can do it, in my opinion. But you have to invest in yourself. Most people don't do that. Most people will sit there with $2,000 in their bank account. And I'm not saying go broke or any, but and $15,000 on a credit card, and you believe in yourself, and you have all the information, and you know it will work. Why are you not investing that? Ask yourself why you're not investing that money into yourself. Most people don't want to do the work either.
Well, yeah, that too.
That's why it's like, oh, I know I'm not going to be consistently doing this work for. Because can you do it for 90 days consistently?
Yeah. Now let me just say this: at the end of the day, if you're happy, all this stuff is irrelevant. You can do all this and make money and still not be happy.
We're talking to people that are uncomfortable.
Okay, all right. So I just want
to uncomfortable in their current situation. Okay. They want to make 6 or 7 figures in this business. That's who I'm talking. Everybody else, you need to go back to mindset, right?
Yeah. You're happy. Hey,
you're happy.
That's not that.
Just keep That's my take.
All right, so we've been rolling pretty hard here. It's 5:20. Okay, yeah. So Kelly, you can tell them how they can reach you.
You can follow me on Instagram at Kels Always. That's KELAW. I'm sorry, KELSALLWAYS on Instagram, and follow me on TikTok as well. TikTok on Kels Always, and I give you all the good tips on new construction and sales and marketing. So if you guys need some information on how to market your properties better, follow me for tips.
Boom. So if you didn't get your question answered, post them in the comments section of any of my YouTube videos, and I answer those on a daily basis. This does go into replay mode on all of these platforms. Thanks for anyone that was on TikTok, anyone that was on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So
Follow us on Pinterest.
follow us on Pinterest. Yes, we're up to 10 now. So 16. Oh. We'll be at 100 by the end of the year, baby. So let's get it. So one brick at a time, one pebble at a time, I guess, on Pinterest. I guess you can join us on the live tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Flipper, I think 200 something. I don't know what the number is, but anyway, we'll see you on the flip side.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Now you know. 205-964-5243. Now you know.